I often hear the question, why coronavirus pandemic happened to us, to the world? Well, to answer this question, we need to understand the law of the nature. And the law of the nature is that we attract what we fear. So basically, the emotion is the power which attracts. So what we fear strongly, we will experience. The reality is that most of us live in fear. Fear of not being good enough. Fear of not being smarter than others. Fear of not being more successful than others. Fear of not having more money than others, etc. So basically, we created a world where we act out of fear. So in this way, we became literally afraid from others, afraid to talk about our feelings, to talk about our problems, afraid to connect with each other. So this is how we became disconnected from each other. And we became strangers to each other. So now you can see, hopefully understand how this was manifested in our reality. So basically now, because of the coronavirus pandemic, we cannot get closer to each other because we are not allowed to get into contact with each other. So is this what we really want deep in our heart? Is this the world where we really want to live in? And I'm not saying this to create any sense of guilt, not at all. I'm saying this only to remind you of who you really are and to remind you of your purpose on this earth. I'm saying this to remind you that each of us, in essence, is created from the same substance, and that is pure love. So I'm saying this to remind you to act, speak, think out of love all the time, starting from now. I'm saying this to remind you to look at each other with new eyes, to look at each other lovingly, to give compliments to each other, to be encouraging, to praise each other, to see the uniqueness of each human being. I'm saying this to remind you to be kind to each other, to be respectful to each other, and also to celebrate others' successes and to join in others' joys. I'm saying you to remind you that we are all one. Because only in this way, when we offer a genuine smile to each other and speak and act lovingly towards each other, we can create a better world for all. We can create a heaven on this earth. Thank you.